Welcome back. Another installment of your favorite wrestling podcast and YouTube channel.
Because we are on YouTube.
The Wrestling Fellas. How you doing, Matthew?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'd say how are you, but I already know you're stressed.
Yeah.
You need to calm down with a bit of chat over wrestling. We're not going to get all angry or anything.
Well, if you watch the YouTube video and you watch like the last two, you'll see a clear difference in me. For one, I'm sat on my sofa instead of upstairs. And two, I'm a bit shriveled. I think it's the first topic every week, mate, because we do the YouTube show. It should be a really quick thing now. What shirt are you wearing?
Carrying Cross.
NWO.
Carrying Cross and Scarlet. Then you got Razor Ramona. My t-shirt came the other day. I got this. I got Drew McIntyre. What was the other one? Drew carrying. I can't think I remember. No, it's gone. It's gone. And then on the draft on SmackDown, we're going to talk about it anyway. If you've not seen it, the OC are back. And then I thought, I want an OC t-shirt. So I thought I'd pop it in my basket. And then Bobby Lashley's was on sale. I thought I'll get Bobby Lashley's. And I thought, Fairies is finally there in my size. So I thought I'll get Fairies. Priced it all up. Came to nearly 60 quid. And I was like, why is it 60 quid? There's a sale on. Two of them were coming from the US, mate. So I was like, nah, fuck that.
What, delivery?
Yep. I was like, screw that. That ain't happening.
Yeah, no.
So I just got Bobby Lashley's.
No, we're not going to get into a rant with it. But that's my issue now with the store as well. I just covered up, and I forgot to say last time. Is to send t-shirts from the US for us now.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we have the US sizing?
It makes sense, wouldn't it? It makes sense.
We will cause havoc in Wayne Supreme. But
no comment.
No. Yeah. So let's dive straight in, mate. With everybody's second favourite part of the game. Roll the credits.
Hit the intro. We're not going to go into loads of news because you're stressed, you've got stuff to sort out, I've got stuff to do. So
we're trialing something new as well. We'll be really honest with him. We're going to trial something new because we know it's last time we got 2 hours in and it's a YouTube video. And we're trying to make YouTube content now. So 2 hours YouTube.
And then when I was editing it, there's like loads of silence in it where we're thinking about the question I've just asked and John's thinking, or John's asked me and I'm thinking. So I took them out. And you also don't realise how many times you say So if you watch the YouTube video, there's a lot of times where we've said it, but I've edited it out because we just go and then silence. So I've done a lot of editing, but when I edited it only came, I only took like 6 minutes off it.
I think one episode then we should do the counter.
Counter, and you asked me to see how many times we mentioned the YouTube video. You wanted me to go back and recount every time we said it. I recounted, and it was 15.
All right, so we've got 15 to beat.
15 times we said. By the way, we have a YouTube now. You go on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and hit that notification bell. Cool. Ding. On to the news. Ding. Well, I'll get all the furthest. I'll get all that sorted. I was looking at it last night, and I was like, I need to get this out. So I had a mare with the last one. So Chavo's popped back up again.
Chavo.
Our friend Chavo. Is he bitter? Is he not? Find out on the last podcast because we spoke about it. He says Eddie Guerrero's daughters don't get royalties from WWE, but he was playing a heel when he tweeted about Rey Mysterio. Before I go into this, I've also noticed when I read the news and there's a long piece, I think we both switch off halfway through. So I'm not going to read long. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet.
Summarise. He
said, Ray, I get we all loved Eddie. You love him too. You guys were very good friends. Not best friends like you keep saying. He had one. He, as in Eddie, had one best friend, and it wasn't you, but he loved you like a brother. When Eddie died, Ray found out like everybody else. I didn't call Ray. I didn't have to call Ray. I did call Chris Benoit because that was Eddie's best friend. His other best friend out of wrestling was a guy named Art Flores. He was He was Spider in WCW. His third best friend really was me. Just sounds all bitter to me. This. But don't get me wrong, he loved Ray, but they weren't best friends. They didn't travel together, but high regards for each other. Still bitter. To me, it's just.
I think that's what it is, and I think it's because he can't get cut of the royalties, and he's not on TV doing the LWO stuff now. He's not doing anything that Ray's doing with it. It's just it's like, come on,
it's just bitterness, isn't it?
And I think do you know what? Do you reckon there's a touch of bitterness against Eddie there because Eddie's legacy? It's Eddie Guerrero. It's not Chavo. So Eddie, passed, and obviously, has he thought, I'm going to be the one that takes the Guerrero name to now and continue on and be the next big thing? And
potentially, because the WWE don't go on about Los Guerreros. They don't really. No. Oh, Los Guerreros did that. They say Eddie did this, Eddie did that. So it probably is, and it's probably Chavo going. I don't like the way they're using the name just to get his name back out there because everyone's forgot about Chavo.
I forgot about him. I even forgot he was in AEW until you mentioned last week when we were having a look. I forgot he came back with Andrade. I know Vicky. I don't think Vicky's still under contract with him now either.
No, I don't think she is. But she's been more relevant than he is.
Yeah, so, she's done more for the Guerrero name than anybody.
Yeah, definitely. She kept it going for so long in WWE as the general manager and left. Now that was as much as she was annoying, going, "Excuse me."
But it was a character.
She was a character, was she? Yeah. We're going back to your best mate, Phil Brooks, CM Spunk, because not only did he show up on Raw, he's showing up backstage at Impact on Naomi's debut or Trinity's debut, which you can watch this weekend.
I can tell you one place he's not showing up on. Wrestling Fellas podcast. Well, no, that's a lie. I would if he some magic thing on Twitch. I would. Yeah, I'd through gritted teeth.
I'd go, Phil, John, talk, and I'll sit in the middle and just listen. Wrestlers backstage at Impact described him as pleasant and happy to be there. As noted over the weekend, CM Punk attended the Impact Wrestling Tapings on Saturday. He went there after Mercedes Moné extended an invite to him to attend since she was going to support Trinity, who wrestled Killing King at the tapings. There's been a lot of talk about Punk's motivations for going to Raw last Monday. All signs point that he simply wanted to say hi to old friends after he happened to be on the same flight. As some of the talent again.
What's he doing? Is he hanging around the airports like the eBay?
Shit, there's Ray. Let's go on that flight. 5 Select reports that Punk played Uno. I think he's trying to get in with the up, down, down, and Chugs and Creed. And he spoke with over a dozen Impact Wrestling talent while he was there. Punk reportedly had kind words to say for a couple of wrestlers he met. Everyone there described him as pleasant. He seemed happy to be there. For anyone wondering, it states with AEW, the belief is that he's going to be the top star in AEW Collision when it launches next month on TNT.
So
we're going to get into that as well. That's the next thing.
I couldn't give a shit about it, but just on the bit where he said how happy the talent was to Impact. I'll talk about the event a little bit more later on. But Santino, I can never get his name right. Santino. Yeah, he was at Full Wrestling. I caught his Q&A. When I say I caught it, I was milling about and I was listening to it. It was like a podcast on the me, like the Wrestling Fellas podcast that's on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and now YouTube.
Like, subscribe, share, and follow, and hit that notification bell. Sorry.
And he was saying, someone asked him what it's like working there, so like WWE, along them lines anyway. And he was praising how good it was. It wasn't negative at all with WWE. He's just saying the whole thing to it's definitely. So like with WWE, you've got 5 production bands. You've got 1 at Impact. You've got 2 writers at Impact, where you've got 25 writers at WWE. You don't know who's doing what and what. You're a lot more stressed there. He says it's an easier place to work for him. He loved his time at WWE. But yeah, he finds it, and that probably will be a lot of the stars are there. So I don't even know who ex-WWE guys are there now, because Hawkins,
Trinity, Brian Myers is there. He's still there. He's still doing stuff. Rhino and Slater, they're still there. Dreamer.
Yeah, a Dreamer. I know Dreamer's big in the backstage side of all
Bully Ray.
Bully Ray. So yeah, there'd probably be an agreement there that I mean it's just probably more easier. You're not gonna go find you'll speak to somebody and they go, no, I didn't do that. You need to go speak to that person, and it's you got two people.
You can tell with the way the commentators are as well. Thing is there, isn't he? Tom Phillips.
All right, yeah.
In WWE, he's in commentary for them as well. Him and Aiden English together, Matthew something, I can't remember his last name. They're on commentary together. They seem like they're having fun as well. They seem like they're not stressed like you would do if you had Vince McMahon in your ear shouting at you like Michael Cole did for all them years. So, yeah. On AEW and the split, they're calling it a brand split. So whether they were actually going to have a brand split like Raw and SmackDown, I don't know. But AEW's new Saturday night weekly show Collision, it's just 3 weeks away from premiering, and it will air on TNT starting June 17th. The show will be built around the returning CM Punk, while also splitting up the roster as a way to keep him separated from those who have issues with him and vice versa. Why would you go out your way
to make sure you're creating a new show?
Why would you go out the way to do that for someone that's caused this many issues in your company? When your top stars are there week in, week out, there's no issues with them. They're getting on with it. Omega, I'm sure he was injured and he was still wrestling when he came back.
Better.
The product, I'm enjoying it more now.
That's not a dig at him. That's for once, that's not a dig at him. But the product's more enjoyable again because you're not sitting through a 10-15 minute CM Punk promo every show
about how much he hates certain someone, or WWE did this, or something
stupid
along them lines,
or how he respects someone but he wants to take them on in a match. And no, the product is the churning out better product. You look at the title scene. There's 4 guys in the title scene right now.
Mm-hmm.
MJF,
people deserve to be there as well.
Yeah, they all deserve to be there. MJF, the hottest thing in wrestling right now. He's white hot. But then you've got 3 other guys who, Spunk was still champion, wouldn't be getting a look in.
Yeah, they wouldn't be. That he faced Darby Allin in his first match, didn't he? But I think as champion, he wouldn't have faced him.
No. And then you look at the other guys that you would have had to put into that situation to appease him. Jericho's going up against Adam Cole and doing a thing with Keith Lee as well. Adam Cole's obviously there as well. Mox and Bryant's doing a thing with the Elite and Take a Shit.
Take a shitter.
I watched the thing the other day, mate, and I was trying to learn how to pronounce his name properly because he's actually damn good in the ring. So them guys are there, not they've been able to do something together. Trying to think out Hangman Page, he looks like he's going to be in that role there. So what's he going to slide back in? Are they going to create a new world title and a new tag team set titles?
Possibly. Just to make him happy.
I have heard a rumor. I don't know if it's one of your ones here, man. I apologize, I'm pinching it, but I've heard
it's not. It's not.
His first feud back is going to be Jericho.
Yeah, I heard that, and I've not picked it up on here, but yeah, I've heard that as well. We'll see.
Jericho feuding with him. I like Jericho feuding with the guys like Adam Cole.
At WrestleMania when they had the match.
Yeah.
2011.
That's it. They've done it. It's been on TV already. But I like him feuding with Adam Cole. I like him doing stuff with JLS with JLS, whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't like it.
JLS are there, guys.
Retirement. But doing stuff with the Acclaim, Top Flight, and stuff like that. He's happy, he's happy, progressing them people up. But now he's going to come out of probably rush a storyline finish with Adam Cole, and to throw him straight in with Punk. Well, we could look at once again. Obviously, if you've been living on the rock, Roderick Strong's obviously debuted this week.
What a pop, by the way!
Absolutely massive pop,
mate. And the music, Kill Switch Engaged, I was pumped.
See, I don't know these bands. This is music that I don't know. To me, mate, that's Roderick Strong's music. That is that. Obviously, I know like
Yeah.
edges and stuff now, but to me, that's I wouldn't know if that was an actual band or not because it's just.
Of course
But
it was in
we got
case of
Roderick
color.
Strong, we got a potential Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and if they wanted to, if they're really desperate, Bobby Fish. But they could promote somebody else from up there into that stable and have them go against JAS.
Yeah. No, they could do. The pop by was strong though, was sick because no one expects, even people in WWE didn't expect him to.
There's people in WWE are still expecting him to turn up the training today.
Yeah.
The PC.
Everyone thought he was still under contract, and he's not. It's mental. It's good that because you don't get that often anymore.
No, the internet
Like with
spoils
Mercedes
the fans
Moné,
like that too much.
yeah, like with Mercedes Moné debuting in New Japan, we knew about it like weeks before. You know, Naomi in Impact, we didn't, but we knew
I think
she
the
wasn't
last
going back
big
to
one we had
WWE.
like that was probably Daniel Bryant, but we all had a bit of an inkling that one was happening.
Yeah.
I think Adam Cole, we sort of knew it was happening, but it didn't.
Yeah,
I
we
didn't
knew
think
it
it
was
would
going to
happen
happen
that
with
night.
Adam Cole because Britt Baker were there.
Yeah, we knew it was happening,
Yeah,
obviously with his relationship with them too, but I didn't think it would happen that night, the same night as
it's Punk.
Daniel Bryan as well and Punk.
Yeah. No. So reported on the plans for some of the top stars promotion will be either on Dynamite or Collision. Punk and FTR will be used on Collision, and the Elite and the others will stay on Dynamite. The premiere episode of AEW Collision expected to feature another major talent debut or return. Another major announcement by Tony Khan. Who is it? Who's free? Brock Lesnar's a free agent. He's not been signed to Raw or SmackDown. Neither is Elias.
I think these next lots of announcement, obviously, it's going to be stuff that's going to be Forbidden Door stuff because that's all going to be coming soon, or this Collision program, whatever. But we're going to get announcements of the numbers that are being sold for All In too.
Yeah.
Because they make a big thing about that. The Elite's always done it. They did All In when the first one. So I think we're going to get a lot of Tony Khan announcements in the next few weeks.
Wouldn't surprise me. Right, so we're moving on to WWE. There's only a few, and then we'll talk about the draft and Raw. There's some good news after Carmella and the issues she had early on in the year about the pregnancy and dealing with depression and stuff. It's been announced that Carmella and Corey Graves are expecting their first child.
Nice.
Congratulations from the fellas. Carmella and her husband Corey Graves announced to Good Morning America that they're expecting their first child. They're expecting in November. After she found out that she was pregnant in March, Carmella has publicly talked about her experience with 2 miscarriages in the past. On an episode of After the Bell, Carmella and Corey Graves opened up on their experiences with miscarriage. Carmella recalled being in deep depression after dealing with an ectopic pregnancy, getting support from Steph McMahon, that is. So, good news on that front for them. Good news
Absolutely.
for Carmella. I've been wondering why we're not seeing her on TV for a bit, but that explains why.
Yeah.
Cool. That's to do with the draft, so we'll move that along next. We're going to get onto that in a minute. So Triple H is reportedly finishing up Vince McMahon's storylines, and big changes are expected heading into SummerSlam. So the Twitter account, insider account, Boozer Wrestling, gave away several bits of information before it happened on Raw during the draft. For anyone wondering, the account so far has been 100% accurate with general news about WWE and the draft picks. In the account, which says that it will go privately shortly after Backlash, stated that WWE draft moves were part of the first set of plays by Triple H that is set and done with a few things still to work on until SummerSlam. Boozer added, from there, Triple H will get his engine running on high with everything being sorted and balanced. Someone on Twitter asked if NXT talent will be able to finish up their storylines, as has been the case in recent years. That is expected to be the case now. Boozer tweeted that Triple H is rounding up the last bits of the Vincent Kennedy McMahon era.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. I've been waiting on the age restrictions on the Raw and SmackDown as well. For best
I think we'll get it on 1, not 2. If it was any, I reckon it'd be SmackDown.
I think it'd be Raw. I reckon Raw will be meant to be the more edgier one, innit?
Oh yeah, it's USA Network, innit? Whereas the other one's Fox. Potentially. But yeah, that's probably why certain people. That's why Cody Rhodes has gone on to Raw, potentially to stay away from Roman Reigns, so they can bring it up back into WrestleMania next year and then face each other again, and Cody wins. Redemption story kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did you know Alicia Fox was still with the company? No, neither did anyone else.
I thought she got a future endeavor.
She didn't. Last time she was saw was at the Royal Rumble in 2022. She announced today that she'd finished with the company after 17 years. Where's she been? What's she been doing? Why have they just been paying her?
Why can they?
Don't know.
Could they not just pay me to sit at home and do nothing?
She's now a free agent to sign with any wrestling company. She doesn't need a 30-day
no compete clause.
No compete clause. So she could end up in AEW versus Britt Baker or Impact Wrestling against Trinity. Exciting times.
Yeah.
Okay. Alexa Bliss is reportedly returning to WWE TV soon. Hopefully as the goddess, but it ain't going to happen. It looks like Alexa Bliss will be back very soon. Boozer Wrestling is back again. Is reporting that Bliss is wanted for Night of Champions premium live event in Saudi Arabia, which means that she's likely back after the Backlash premium live event. There's no sign of Bliss on WTV for months, and the last time she was involved in anything was the storyline with Bray Wyatt for the Raw Rumble, where Bliss lost to Raw Women's Champ Bianca Belair. And Bliss isn't one of the ones that was picked either on the draft, and neither was Bray. Obviously, Carmella wasn't, but we know why Carmella isn't now.
Yeah, but if you look at the injured list as well, there's quite a few people that obviously are off injured. They're not drafting them.
No, I know, but Alexa's not injured, is she? That's what I'm saying.
She's recovering.
She took time off.
But she's just recovering. I don't know if you've seen it. She had melanoma.
Oh, did you?
On her face.
Oh, she did. Yes, she did.
So I think they're taking time off because they didn't want to make a big, probably her choice, a big hoo-ha about it. Because she's been doing a bit of stuff with like the Masked Singer USA. And she was on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, recently. So she's still doing stuff, but not wrestling. And that'd be probably because she can obviously, it's less energetic as such if she's having treatment and stuff, probably.
Oh, fair play. Be interesting to see where they all go though. Like when Ciampa gets back, he's going Raw. What we're going to get into draft picks in a minute.
I was just about to ask where the Johnny end up because I've not caught up on it, mate. Been a bit of a busy day today. I did have plans to get up and eat and watch Raw as I normally do.
My Sky mini box wasn't working this morning, so I couldn't watch Raw. So I watched the highlights on YouTube. So I've not actually watched the full Raw. So.
It'd be a good thing if you knew anybody that works for Sky, wouldn't it? To come and get that sorted for you.
I know what's wrong with it. I just couldn't be bothered at 7 o'clock this morning when I was up, and I thought I'll just watch it on YouTube. I'm in bed. I'll just put my PlayStation on. So that's what I did. Because the Sky Go app on the PlayStation, you can't watch recordings. So anyway, apparently there's a lot of chaos right now in WWE. Loads. Several Raw, SmackDown, and NXT talent didn't know where they were going. They weren't told pre-event. Triple H didn't want to tell them. So WWE changed things through this draft as several NXT superstars were called up to the main roster while other wrestlers switched brands from Raw to SmackDown. Previously reported there were big changes going to happen heading into SummerSlam as Triple H finishes up storylines that were put in place by Vince. I can't think of any storylines that are still going on by Vince. Bad Roman Reigns. And Usos.
Seth almost thinks of Vince.
Yeah. Well, that's probably the last input he's probably going to have because Rhodes got better at Brock Lesnar this week. During Friday Night SmackDown, Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair. Do you know what? We'll just go into the draft because that's just talking about the draft now. Let's talk about the draft.
Yeah.
So, if you've not seen, I've got Raw picks, I've got SmackDown picks, I've got free agents, and I've got the picks that were done off TV, that were done on WWE Network. So, we'll run through them. For the first time ever, WWE have not split up a tag team. No tag teams have been split.
They were teasing it though, weren't they? They were teasing it Friday.
They were teasing it with the Bloodline. They're teasing it with Judgment Day. And on Raw last week, they teased it with Street Profits. But no, the only tag team that could potentially be split up, because they're both free agents, are Cedric and Shelton. But we'll go through them. So Raw got Rhea Ripley, who's the SmackDown Women's Champion on Raw. Well, they're probably going to do the Becky Charlotte thing, but better this time.
I just swap the belts.
I don't know why they just.
They're pre-recorded. Yeah, pre-recorded backstage. Damn it.
It's stupid. United States Champion Austin Theory went to SmackDown, which means him and Bobby Lashley are winning because Bronson Reed got chosen for Raw. Seth Rollins stays on Raw because Becky's on Raw, because in WWE we want to keep the couples together. Charlotte's on SmackDown. Undisputed Tag Team Champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are on Raw. They've got to stay on Raw now, so what happens with the tag titles? They've got to stay on Raw.
There was something the Classic Champions watch.
The Usos are on SmackDown, which we're probably going to get Jay and Jimmy against Roman and Solo. Judgment Day and Raw stays with Rhea Ripley. LWO stay on SmackDown. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez stay on Raw. Go to Raw, sorry. But does the women's tag title stay on Raw? They're not said or anything. Asuka is probably the biggest move of the night. Has gone to SmackDown, which is
sorry, mate.
SmackDown.
The women's tag titles, though, weren't they not defended on?
They were supposed to be.
They were supposed to be.
Maybe. New Day, I've gone Raw. I say New Day. Big E wasn't included in that, but obviously he will be when he's back. Brawling Brutes to SmackDown. Trish to Raw. Karrion Kross and Scarlett to SmackDown. Shayna and Ronda to Raw. LA Knight stays on SmackDown. Strowman Ricochet got moved to Raw. Shotzi stays to SmackDown. Bronson Reed Raw. Pretty Deadly got called up, which we all knew and expected. After what happened on NXT, they got shipped off by Tony D'Angelo, I think. Otis and Chad Gable stay on Raw. Boogs goes to SmackDown. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter go to Raw, and I don't understand that one. Because they said, well, on SmackDown, Albert, Fire, and Isla Dawn got drafted to SmackDown. And they said that we want the titles because if you're going, then we want them. So they got a match on NXT announced, and now they're going to Raw. So what happens with NXT tag titles? Don't know. And appearing from nowhere, because he's been off TV for almost 6 months, Cameron Grimes goes to SmackDown, finally. He was rumoured to show up last year when Triple H took over, never did, and now he's been chosen for SmackDown, so we'll see. Brock Lesnar's a free agent and can appear on any show because it's Brock Lesnar. Draft picks announced for Raw, so Raw gets more draft picks because they are 3 hours. That's what they said. Dana Brooke, Nikki Cross, Johnny Gargano, Garza and Humberto Carrillo, Tozawa, Piper Niven, Tegan Knox, Xia Li, Riddick Moss and Emma, Ida Sher, who were obviously Jinder Mahal and his buddies on NXT have been called back up to Raw. Odyssey Jones is up on Raw. No one's going to know who he is. He was barely on NXT. I think he was on NXT for like 3 months.
I was just thinking who?
Yeah. He literally looks like Mark Henry. He's the second Mark Henry. He's good in the ring. He can go in the ring. He's fast, he's powerful, but I don't think he's ready for Raw whatsoever. Tamina and Grayson Waller got chosen for SmackDown. Grayson Waller's a big one. He's got all the talent in the world, Grayson Waller, and everybody's going to hate him as much as they hate Dominic Mysterio. Free agents, Baron Corbin, Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, Elias, and Zion Quinn from NXT. Are all free agents, so they can appear on any show and sign for any show they want to. Apparently that's a thing. And then on SmackDown, if you missed it, the Bloodline stay on SmackDown. Cody Rhodes stays on Raw. Bianca Belair has been traded to SmackDown. And you guessed it, Street Profits have obviously gone to SmackDown too. Becky Raw. Imperium have gone to Raw, which was a big one. So the Intercontinental title goes on to Raw. Edge to SmackDown. Riddle to Raw. Lashley to SmackDown. Drew to Raw, as he signed a contract. We don't know. OC. By the way, AJ Styles came back. Looks like he was hungry and he's missed being in the ring. And the OC, they all looked great together. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett did not make a big deal out of AJ Styles being back after being out since November.
Yeah. See,
it was He got a massive pop when he came out as well.
So there's something I'd love to see happen. I'd love to see them in line, even if it's just for a little while with Cody Rhodes. Like if the Cody Rhodes story goes in where he's keep getting attacked by like Judgment Day and stuff like that, that they align with him. Old school Bullet Club.
Can't.
Why?
Cody's on Raw. I'll see you on SmackDown.
But you just said they're on Raw.
No. I'll see you on SmackDown. That's what I said. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett came when they came out. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett did not make any
I thought you said Raw. I thought you said Raw.
Drew's on Raw.
Drew got a draft
on Raw. The Miz is on Raw. Damage Control got moved to SmackDown. Shinsuke went to Raw for the first time ever, and I'm not looking forward to that because I've got a weird feeling he's going to be absolutely buried. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, have gone to SmackDown, and Indy Hartwell is finally going to be with her index. All I wanted was to be with Dexter Lumis and The Way. All I've wanted, The Way apart from Austin Theory. That's all I wanted, and it's happening now, so I'm really happy.
But I don't think we'll get the way. I'm praying for DIY.
Yeah. Draft picks happened on SmackDown, announced on Saturday morning after SmackDown. Viking Raiders, Candice LeRae, Dexter Lumis, Maximum Male Models, Apollo Crews been called up again. Happy days. Natalia, Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark's been called up, and JD McDonough has been called to Raw as well. They're on Raw. SmackDown got Hit Row. Yeah, Hit Row. And Lacey Evans. And the free agents that day was Omos is a free agent, Mustafa Ali, Von Wagner from NXT, who is good. He is actually good in the ring, but he's nah. Dolph Ziggler's a free agent as well. And with that, obviously Ricochet's been moved to Raw, so which means Samantha Irvine, who is SmackDown's ring announcer, has been moved to Raw because she's engaged to Ricochet. So Mike Rome has gone to SmackDown, which I'm not bothered by either one because I really like Mike Rome. I really like Samantha Irvine, so I'm not really bothered. The commentators stay the same though. And that's the draft. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet draft.
So the only surprises was Bianca to SmackDown. I weren't expecting that. I was expecting to stay on Raw because she's the Raw Women's Champ. And I was expecting Rhea to go to SmackDown with Judgment Day to carry on the feud with the LWO.
See, I wasn't surprised by that. I felt that was coming. Just because I always see, and this might be just me, I always see Raw as the more edgier show than SmackDown, and that goes back to the days when, because SmackDown used to be on early morning over here. It may be, we may have that, obviously, like we mentioned, the PG-13 might be going, it may go on Raw, we get a bit more edgy stuff from them on Raw, and they're in Finn's in sort of like a storyline, three-way storyline with him and Cody and Brock right now.
Yeah.
And I'm still out there, mate. I'm still sitting and I'm not going to change it. I will not be upset if Finn Balor picks up that belt at Clash Champions.
I think it's Seth. I think it's going to be Seth after Raw. I think it's going to be Seth.
Yeah, they could red herring us though, mate, with Drew.
Yeah, true. Could be Drew. My money's on Seth, but I wouldn't be very surprised if it was either Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, or Drew.
I don't think Trips will go, if he's got control, I don't think we'll go Brock, because we've already got one champion entirely on TV.
Very true. But that's what we'll know who's in charge.
Yeah, we'll know then. But I won't be angry. Do you know what? I won't be upset if anybody but Brock. I think for me, that's not an issue with Brock right now. It's part time. I want a champion on TV.
Mm-hmm.
We get it on AEW. MJF. He's filming a film at the moment as well, and he's still there every week.
Yeah, he is. The big call ups, obviously from NXT. Sean's lost a lot of talent. Pretty deadly. I'm excited to see them on SmackDown. Katana Chance and Caden Carter. They're good. Katana's been there for ages, so has Caden, to be fair, but I don't see him doing anything on Raw, to be quite honest with you. Cameron Grimes, there's been big talks of Triple H wanted Cameron Grimes, but he didn't have, was it the physique or something ready to, I don't know, the character or something. Maybe he's been working on his character in the Performance Center. Grayson Waller to SmackDown, I think that's a massive one. I think that the way he's going to end his run in NXT. It's just straight up, and he's going to be. I reckon he'll overtake Austin Theory as being.
What I've seen of Grayson Waller, I don't mind Grayson Waller. What I've seen of him.
Yeah.
I could see him and LA Knight tagging together, and it could work really well if they do it right.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued. That one I was like, okay, that one's fine. I'm surprised there's no like Gigi Dillon or anything like that. Or
no,
is she injured?
No, she's not injured. She's in this long feud, isn't she, with JC Jane? After Toxic Attraction broke up because of Mandy Rose obviously leaving. She ain't ready at all yet. If anyone I was expecting to go up with it would be Cora Jade. I thought Cora was going to get called up out of the women.
I think she's just coming through though, isn't she? Really, she's coming through really well, but she's still on the cusp of her learning curve.
I think she's there though. I think if she goes to the main roster as the heel, I think it'd work, but it'd have to be on SmackDown, and she'd have to get that push, not just an Emma or a Tegan Nox where she just comes up one day and they've signed kind of thing.
But if you think back, you said about sorry, mate, to interrupt you, but you think back to Gigi Dulon, you say she's not ready. Cast your mind back to Alexa Bliss coming up.
Totally understand.
Sometimes that step up, the step up makes them step up.
Yeah, but then you look at it the other way, and you look at the others that have come up, that haven't been ready, kind of failed. So I get what they're trying to. They're trying to protect the stars.
Yeah. At the same point,
I get where you're coming from.
Decent talent down there with Sean. They can't just clean everybody out that's half decent.
That's it as well. They can't just leave them with no women's division. Indy Hartwell obviously been called up. She's the NXT Women's Champ, so she'll probably lose that to, I'm guessing, Cora or back to Roxanne Perez. One of the two. I don't know who's going to be the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions because they haven't got any. They've got no tag teams.
Yeah.
And so they're going to have to make one and start making stars out that way.
They can't go and hire a load of independents no more because they've put that rule in that they're not going to hire from the independents no more.
Yeah. Odyssey Jones. I don't understand that one. That's absolutely baffled me.
I don't even know. But I don't watch NXT, so that's probably the reason.
Mate, honestly, he's only been on it a handful of times. He got a push during the breakout tournament, and then that was it. I've not really seen him. Zoe Stark deserves to be called up. I'm happy with Zoe Stark and JD McDonough. I just got a feeling JD McDonough is just going to get lost. I just don't think he's solid and he's great, but on Raw, it's a massive pond, and we've seen what happens to people that.
Odyssey Jones, I'm just looking at him, mate. And I see Mark Henry.
That's what I said. He's a Mark Henry.
So you could potentially, if they're talking maybe Hurt Locker 2.0 in there as well.
Yeah.
As the muscles.
We ain't getting the Hurt business, by the way. But yeah, Imperium to Raw as well. I wasn't expecting that. We could get Gunther as the champion, lose the Intercontinental. I won't mind
maybe.
that. I won't mind that.
Save
Bronson Reed or Xavier as the Intercontinental champion. I won't mind either one of those two.
Yeah. No, that's it. Well, like I say, we'll promote it again. We will stand point for Xavier Mania.
Xavier Mania's on. It ain't gonna happen, but if it does, it's because of us.
Yeah.
Obviously, Backlash is this weekend. To say I'm excited about it would be a lie.
Yeah, I'm a bit subdued by it, mate. I'll be really honest.
Same.
The matches that I've seen unannounced for it, I'm sort of like, all right, okay.
So we'll go into the matches and we'll do our predictions. I've not thought about any of them at all.
Yeah, no, I haven't even, mate.
Off the cuff. Bad Bunny. To be fair, this is the only match I'm actually looking forward to. Bad Bunny and Damien Priest in a street fight. It's the only match I'm looking forward to out of all of them.
Somewhat.
I'm going with Bad Bunny because it's in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to be. Bad Bunny and the LWO is probably going to get involved, or somebody's going to get involved. And yeah, Ray.
Yeah, it's the only one I'm looking forward to. I say looking forward to as if that much.
Yeah.
The rest of the card, I'm really not. And this is nothing against the talent. There's no storylines with any of them. Cody Rhodes, not Cody. Yeah, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar literally got thrown together, and Cody's been carrying it because Lesnar's not been there, apart from this week. Seth and Omos got thrown together. They didn't even have anything to do with this week. They weren't even together. So God knows with that. Theory, Lashley, Reed got thrown together. Lashley and Reed had something, but Austin Theory got thrown in there.
They've been working together on live shows though as well.
Yeah, but I mean storyline wise,
nothing
Austin
there.
Theory just went, there you go, there's Austin Theory, let's put a championship in there. Bianca and Io, don't really care.
Live shows.
To be honest with you. Rhea Zelina, done because of Puerto Rico. Rhea's winning. Yeah. And then the only one that's had a long storyline is the Bloodline versus Owens and Zayn and Riddle. The only one.
But even then, they've injected Riddle so they can inject Solo into the match.
Yeah.
Well, if they thought really logically, don't do the Brock Lesnar Cody thing. Stick Cody with them two.
Yeah.
It has storyline.
So yeah, Bad Bunny Priest. We're both going Priest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Bianca and Io.
Bianca. I can't see it dropping to Io.
Yeah, I can't. I think they'll just do a switch the title thing. Theory, Lashley, Reed. We know Reed ain't winning. He's on Raw. So it's kind of like pointless. I'm gonna go Lashley. I think they'll give it back to Lashley.
So this was minus Reed. This was a match at the live shows that I went to this week, and Bobby did win.
Bobby won.
Yeah.
I think the feud would be. I'd like to see going forward would be Bobby and Grayson Waller.
I'd go Bobby to win it, but I don't think we're done with Austin Theory there. I think we're going to have a bit of a long storyline between him and Austin Theory, maybe Grayson Waller as well. Don't know.
Yeah, the issue you've got on that brand is Roman's the champ, so there's no world championships to go for.
This mid card championship is the one that's going to be on TV every week. So
yeah, and the other issue is if it's true, Roman's holding that title until next WrestleMania. So, the match everyone's looking forward to, the real main event, Rollins versus Omos.
It's got to be Rollins, isn't it? If we're looking at Rollins in that World Heavyweight title picture, it's got to be Rollins to give him some sort of. He doesn't need it, but
momentum. Yeah,
momentum going into that. Yeah,
I agree. Is he any mentioned in this one? Because it's obvious Rhea and Zelina.
Rhea.
Yeah. Cody Lesnar.
This is the one I don't know where they're going to go, because are they going to make Cody? Are they going to make Cody get ragdoll around for a bit and beat by a few people and then pick him back up when they're ready to push him?
I'm going to go Cody because he lost at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I go Cody.
And the Bloodline versus Owens, Zayn and Riddle.
I think it stayed Zayn, and I think Zayn, Owens, and Riddle's winning, and Sikoa's going to do something to the Jimmy Jey.
I think Jay's going to cost him the match by accident, just by a mistake, and then Heyman will look at Solo and tell him to do it, and then they'll attack Jay, and then Jimmy will go, "Oh my God, why have you done that?"
Or Roman will be sitting ringside or something, and he'll walk out. Is he not there?
No.
Say he walk out Titantron and sort of just give the thumbs down.
He could do the Titantron and go solo now or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, if he is there, it's a nice little treat for the people in Puerto Rico. But we're not expecting him to be there. But yeah, I've gone with Owens Zayn as well. So we've literally gone for the same people. So this is going to be good, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not getting a scoreboard in this one.
What's the next pay-per-view after this one? Night of Champions.
Night of Champions.
That one will be at least a little bit better because the World Heavyweight Championship will be.
Yeah, decided. We've got that to look forward to. Mansoor winning it in Jeddah.
He's not going to win the tag titles with Marseille because the maximum male models.
No, he's going to win the title out there. He's going to be injected into that title.
And then Maxine Dupree is going to beat Rhea Ripley. And then Otis is going to win the world title. They've all got titles in the maximum male models. God's sake, why are you not reading the room?
Otis. So, yeah, no, it's not, because I reckon the that's done, that
Oh, you got
storyline,
to.
mate. Yeah, no, I don't think that male model. I think the male model story with Otis is done
It's not. Still went on and on.
with it.
Yeah. Maxine was very happy that Otis is part of Raw still, and Chad Gable was not happy whatsoever. Still going on. But yeah, so you've had a big week. I say big week. You've been to WWE Live. You're going to talk to us about that in a second, and you've been to For the Love of Wrestling on Sunday. So I believe we have no footage for me to edit. So fantastic.
Yeah, so I have footage from
WWE.
WWE Live.
Cool.
It's, to be fair, mate, I just got gauged the audience and got the entrances. I didn't really do the matches, stuff like that, because I discovered I didn't have much memory left on my phone. Start with live, because live was Thursday. I had a busy day Thursday, mate. I got a new car Thursday as well.
Oh, the podcast is paying for it. There we go. He's got a Beamer.
I wish. So yeah, no, live was good, mate. So we had decent seats. We didn't realise we were beside the ramp or the entrance.
Oh, nice.
So like the faces were coming over and stuff. So we're getting, decent seats. You could see the ring decent enough and stuff. Merch was a bit pants. It was old merch.
Yeah,
They
I
had
saw
a
a
big Bob
photo.
Roman
I
Reigns
messaged
t-shirt.
you, didn't I? Yeah, I messaged you. I saw a photo on one of the wrestling groups I'm in Facebook, and it had Roman's big dog shirt. It had an old Seth Rollins shirt, and I'm like, is this just stuff that's in the back in a box? And they're like, oh, WWE's back, we'll throw it out, kind of thing. They had a couple of new shirts, but
they had
Seth Rollins new
signed
one.
8x10s, Seth and Cody's. I got a Cody one. They had
Nice.
Cody's weight belt signed, but 250 quid. Now, if you're going to do your store or WWEshop.com, you can buy the weight belt for 70 quid.
Yeah, you can.
Now,
That
so
one
what
you
I
don't
can't
need a
work
size
out
for.
then, so my maths here, it was 20 quid for an 8x10 signed by Cody, 70 quid for the belt. Put them two together, that's 90 quid. But the belt the buy signed was 250 quid.
What you mean? That doesn't make sense.
And it didn't come with a dust cover or nothing. So, and Zoe was trying to convince me to buy it. And I was like, no, we've spent enough money today. I don't need that right now. And I've got nothing to protect it. Because if like something leaks, someone spills drinks and it hits the belt, the pen's gone.
That's
the merch
a wife to keep, though. To be fair, she's encouraging you to buy it. That's a wife to keep.
Yeah. So yeah, the merch was a bit of a letdown, but the show itself was good. So we had, I have to pull my phone out here and go have a look at the videos dead quick. So it opened with Io and Bianca Belair, but that match ended in a DQ because Damage Control came out, but Asuka came out for the save, and we ended up getting a 3-on-2 match.
Okay.
And they won. Asuka and Bianca won. And then we had, what was the match after that? Baron Corbin against Boogs. Rick Boogs. Yeah, so we had Baron Corbin against Boogs. Boogs got a decent-ish response. His music's cool as anything. I really like Boogs' music. It's my sort of music, that. Like proper like 80s rock and roll. But Baron came out and got the booze that Baron should get. Baron looked in good shape, mate. He looked trim. Yeah. Boogs won. He was sliding all over the ring, doing his air guitar. It was pretty cool. Then we had Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest came out. Cut a bit of a promo saying how he's the best in ring talent. No one in the back could beat him, or no one could shut him up, whatever. And then Dolph Ziggler came out. Don't even start. He got a lot of boos, and it really annoyed me because it just reminded me of what you were saying last week. About him. But there was a section of the crowd that loved him, Dominic. But Dolph still got more cheers than his boos.
He's gone in. He's coming out to face the heel. Give him credit, man.
Dominic won with interference from Priest. And then we had the Maximum Male Models versus...
Say him. Who are they?
Martha and Montois versus Chad Gable and Otis. Chad Gable and Otis, mate. The crowd went mad for him. Otis was brilliant.
Together, they're so good.
Giving his little stinky leg all the time. He hit the caterpillar. Chad Gable, mate, is just athletically brilliant. They won, Chad and Otis. Then it was Miz that came out, cut a promo, how he's like the best technician in the ring. There's no one in the back that could do him, and he was trying to hit, and his catchphrase, and the crowd wouldn't allow him. And as he went just to do it over the crowd, Seth's music hit, and Seth walked to the ring. Now, if you haven't seen it, go on to WWE Twitter page and try and find it.
I was about to say, in it, 10 minutes long of the Manchester crowd.
I caught 1 minute 20 of it, and it was still going on after I finished, and it was still going, of the crowd just singing to Seth. And anytime Miz went to talk, they carried on singing. And then he said, it was quite funny how he did it as well. He's like, he said something, and then he went, "Don't start singing. No, no, no." And the crowd started singing it in the theme to the Seth song to him. Great match. It was a brilliant match between them. Seth, mate, he just showed that Seth.
Nothing else. That's more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, Seth went over big time on it. And then we had Dexter Lumis against Bronson Reed. Bit of a squash match, pretty quick.
Match. Oh, okay.
Good match, but it was a bit of a quick one because Bronson Reed stayed out for the next match because the next match was Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory. Okay. He sat ringside, got involved with the crowd, which was pretty cool. They were doing like a pose off, and the crowd were cheering when Bobby did it and booing when Austin did it. And Bronson sitting there going, getting involved. Bobby won. Austin jumped. Bronson Reed jumped in the ring. He got speared. Austin Theory then tried to hit him with a towel. He got speared for his troubles. And then it was the main event, which was quite good. So we had Finn Balor that came out. And I felt bad for Finn. Back in his home, technically one of his home country, his home nation, if you want to call it, back in the UK, Britain. Yeah. And he was getting booed. I don't like that. I'm a Finn fan. And he's an Irish lad, like myself. And it must be tough knowing that this is it. And I said this to Zoe when we sat there. I said, he's going to Ireland tomorrow. He's in Ireland the next day, his actual home country. And he's going to get booed because he's wrestling against everybody's favourite right now.
Yeah. The hottest thing in wrestling at the moment.
And then Cody come out, mate. The lid just went off the roof, mate. I'm going out and say I had the biggest woe.
No, is that what you're saying, is it?
Yeah. I had.
So if anyone was in Manchester that day that are watching, you didn't have the biggest woe. John did. I
had the biggest woe, and I've got it on tape. My woe went off.
Got it on tape. Just a beta match we were talking about last year.
Yeah. No, 8-track.
Last week. 8-track.
So yeah, mate, went off. The match was a standard. It was a good match, mate. They went back and forth. Finn was up and Cody was up, mate. And obviously Cody gets the win. The crowd's gone mad. Cody hit a bit of a promo thanking the crowd for coming in. It's the usual stuff, you know. If there's no fans coming, there's no WWE. And then he stayed and he walked around the ring, mate, signing autographs, taking photos. Like way after it was done, the ring was coming down. I was leaving, mate. He was still back ringside doing signings. It was just cool to see. It was a good live event. It's like normally with live events, you sort of test out storylines, don't they? So this is what I'm saying to you. I don't think the Max and Male model thing is going to be around much more because he wasn't playing up to it in any way. He was just Otis.
They do that though sometimes, don't they? Like, what was it I watched? I think it was Ryback and on TV, I know it's Ryback. I'm not talking about wrestling wise or anything he's doing, but storyline wise, he was doing something on TV, but he didn't do it in the match against Punk. But then on TV, it still went on for a couple of months. So I think they do that sometimes. But yeah,
I think they use live events to get a feel.
Deserves better anyway.
I think they use live events to get a feel more for how people are with the superstars.
Yeah, definitely.
I believe Baron Corbin got a really good reaction in Paris.
Absolutely cheered in Paris.
So we could, see a reinvention of, whatever they did in Paris.
I hope so. I
like Baron. I like Baron as a heel. I like Baron. I liked the Lone Wolf Baron. No,
yeah, I did.
Happy Baron, Sad Baron, Lone Wolf.
I liked the Commissioner Baron. I thought that was pretty badass of him as well.
But let's take him off TV for a couple of months and just bring him back wearing a cut-off vest or a leather jacket and just literally attacking people for no reason.
Yeah.
And if he and then having 1 week just cut a promo and someone saying to him or even interviewing him, like, what's going on? Why are you doing this? He's like, well, no one cares about me, so why should I care about anybody? And just have him go. And then if I don't know where he went, where did he go again?
JBL said he was done with him because he kept losing, and then
what
that was
he
it.
On now?
Nothing. He's a free agent. He can appear on either.
Free agent. So put him on SmackDown. Put him in the US titles section as the Lone Wolf, though. Just let him run Ravic for a bit.
Yeah.
Try tagging him up, put him in tag team matches, but have him walk out on the person he's tagging with. Put him against put him in with a baby face. Proper, Rick Boog sort of baby face. And just have him walk off in the middle of the match. And that's what we need I think, with Baron. That's the only way Baron works.
It's true.
It's a decent show. So we enjoyed it. I've never noticed how many people get up in a live event or in a wrestling show before.
Oh, stupid.
Kids, mate.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad at Clash there was no kids around me. Oh, there was one, and he just absolutely booed Roman Reigns and called him names, and I was ready to kick off with him. I won't gonna lie, I was ready to punch him.
There was a couple around us that were quite funny. There was a couple of small kids shouting the tiny balls chant at Miz, which I found hilarious.
Yeah,
and then there was one kid sat 2 seats down from us, and he just kept shouting, "Go on, lad! Go on, son!" Like a proper it was just brilliant.
So sorry, I know this is not on WWE, but when I went to go, I used to go and watch PCW, Preston City Wrestling. For anyone that doesn't know, there was a wrestler in there called Kenny. I don't know his last name, but he's in Impact now. And there was a guy that used to always sit front row going, "Go on, Kenny lad! Go on, Kenny lad!" Every single show. Even if you watched it online, he was always there and you could always hear him. And then when he debuted on Impact, all you heard was, "Go on, Kenny lad! Go on, Kenny lad!" I'm like, that must be his dad because he's travelled there to watch him. It's meant. I remember being on Raw, the Raw house show back in 2013. 13? Punk was heel. Ryback. He faced Ryback in Hell in a Cell right about that time. 2011, 12, 13, I can't remember. 2012, 13, 14, around about there. 12, end of 12, because he lost the title to Rocket. Wealth of knowledge. And Cena came out, and I think he faced Dolph Ziggler. Because that year's TLC, I think he faced Ziggler for the Money in the Bank, and Ziggler won. And there was a kid in front of me going, "Let's go Cena." So I was going, "Let Cena sucks." And in the end, he turned around and he started shouting at me, "Let's go Cena." I was like, "Cena sucks." And his dad's pissing himself laughing. Honestly, it was so good. I love stuff like that, though. That's meant.
Yeah, the live events was cool, though, because it's obviously when you go to the Clash stuff, it was a lot of lads our age, younger maybe a bit older. Obviously, the ones who can afford to go. Live events are, it's a lot more kids because it's a bit of a cheaper event. So it was cool to see these young kids cheering on. And it wasn't just young boys now either. So like the wrestling events are normally very male orientated, whether the older, young, middle, or the younger demographic. There was a lot of young ladies there as well, young girls, and obviously they're there for the likes of Bianca Belair
Bianca,
and
Asuka,
Asuka and stuff, and obviously the ones that probably weren't there, like Charlotte and Becky
Ronda.
and stuff. They're doing a great thing, and they are making it more more
appealing
welcome.
to them.
Yeah, and I met another one this weekend, which leads me into the flow of wrestling. Further lesson was Sunday. This was my third year attending, because it was only WrestleMania, Flow of Wrestling 3. I know a decent event. They've changed the venues. Moved from Liverpool Expo to Bowlers in Trafford Park in Manchester. I got there about 20 past 11, and it was busy then. They had the full of MMA running next door as well. I met Britt Baker first. Lovely, dead nice, dead friendly, dead chatty.
Is she not upset with DMD with what's going around about the stupid T-shirt? Did she say anything about? Did she have you not seen it? That it's all about domestic abuse. The black eye T-shirt that the Outcast. Oh my god, mate, it's stupid. If you're watching and you're one of those people that's on Twitter going, this T-shirt is promoting domestic violence. Adam Cole didn't beat her up. Chris Jericho didn't beat her up. The Outcast did. Is that what they call the Outcast?
Yeah.
They beat her up. Why is it domestic? Why have you got to bring domestic violence into it? No males beat her up.
If I'm right, if you go on the shop,
and it's a storyline.
If you go on the shop, it's under Britt Baker's shop as well.
Yeah.
No,
absolutely stupid. But anyway,
she was dead nice, dead chatty. Got a selfie and a signed 8x10 up from when the lights out match. She did. There was a bit of like a promo twice between her and Jamie Hayter and Ruby, which is always good to see at these events. That try and keep the storylines going. Makes no relevance on TV. Ruby sprayed their boards behind them, so you know who they are.
I saw that. Yeah,
she sprayed them. Then I met Jungle Boy. Didn't really get any interaction with him. Quite rushed. It was one thing I did feel this year. I've got a couple of critiques, and I'll be honest with them. That's one of them. You didn't get much time when you went in for your photos. You were like, I was near enough in the next person's photo that pushing you through. So I literally said like, hello, thanks, no, thank you for coming to Manchester, sort of thing. Photo Jungle Boy. Had a bit of a wait. Caught a couple of Q&As. Dudley Boys, Big Shows, King Booker, Sharmell. King Booker came across like a nice guy, mate, in the Q&A.
You can tell, though, can't you?
He just seemed to be loving life right now. Sharmell was very quiet. A lot of the questions obviously were aimed at Booker, not a lot were towards Sharmell. He was laughing, joking. You could see it was genuine, like annoying, like husband-wife thing. He came across really well. Then I jumped in the queue, met Big Show. Now, Big Show, it was nice enough, polite enough, but I just feel like Big Show was probably done with the day. I picture he's smiling, whatever, and he was smiling and messing around, but I just felt he was just done. And I don't blame him. 7 foot, whatever, mate. Travelled over in probably an easy jet flight. Like 3 rolls to himself. But squeezed in the places, and it's probably travel for me at 6'4" is a nightmare. Travel for someone's near the 7 foot. Hell.
Yeah.
First class though, mate. That's if you can squeeze. I've seen them pods, mate, on first class flights from America. They're not like
Big Show get two to himself. Don't you worry about that,
mate. They don't like that. So my interaction with him, it wasn't the best, but at the same point, I didn't care. It was Big Show. And I got to see how big he was. He was sitting down. That was my only downfall. That I wanted him to stand up, but I didn't have the balls to say, "Can you stand up for my photo?" And I don't want any sort of prostate examination done by Paul White, please. Ever.
Yeah.
Never.
Fair play. I'd be the same.
His middle finger was like a baby's arm.
I can imagine, mate. I can imagine.
So yeah, so then I thought about a bit more, had a look at some of the stalls and stuff. They were a bit of a letdown this year, I'll be really honest. I found it very overpriced. And this is my honest opinion. And I would have the same conversation with James that we had on the pod a couple of weeks back. If you don't know that, go back and listen. There isn't a YouTube video for that. But as I mentioned, YouTube, we are on YouTube now.
We are on YouTube.
Yeah, so hit the subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, hit the bell for notifications when they get out again.
And share it with your friends.
Share it with your friends. I found some of the stuff overpriced. I obviously had a bit more of a chat with you about it before. And I found some of the stalls are just absolutely irrelevant for a wrestling show. I was able to buy a new wallet there, mate.
Nice. Was it a wrestling wallet?
No, it's a Lilo and Stitch one because I'm a big Stitch fan. But
just what you know, a wrestling event, a Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
A
lot of mystery boxes as well. Not a fan of a mystery box. I like to know what I'm spending me 40 quid on. So yeah. I found a lot of it was old stuff, loose figures and stuff like that. And yeah, I understand people are into that, and there is a niche in the rest of the market for that. Get it, absolutely. Lucy's, having a figure bath and all that. But it all felt very compact, and it was just very, I think the price and stuff got me, because obviously I collect stuff, so I'm not stupid. I'm not going to be somebody's going to pay 50 quid for a Funko Pop that I know that I can get from Smith's for between 10 and 15, which I have done. Then I jumped the queue. This is where my day got busy. I jumped the queue for FTR, and I had literally FTR, Adam Cole were together, and I was meeting both of them. But if I didn't make the FTR, if I didn't get to the front of the FTR queue, I would have missed the Adam Cole queue, and I would have to wait till another 3 hours before I could meet Adam Cole again for my photo. So, FTR, mate, belting fellas. So I walked in, I had my FTR t-shirt on. One of them says to me, look at that, 3 handsome dudes right there. And I'm like, they're talking to me and the guys behind me, and I think it was Dax walked up to me and he pointed at them on my t-shirt, and then me.
Okay.
I was like, I
Nice.
like it. They're nice guys. I didn't get a lot of time chatting with them at that point. But I met them again later on because I got them to sign my photo, and I spent a lot of time chatting to them. I had a chat to him about, obviously talking to him when they were wrestling Alpha America in NXT. I know how they were my favourite matches. I apologised them for being part of the Fuck the Revival revolution movement, whatever you want to call it, because it doesn't belong to them. They said it was one of the best things that's happened to them in wrestling.
Yeah,
because they give them exposure that they didn't even ask for, and then they were able to adopt it for the name. We had a good chat about when they were doing the matches with the Usos and they were sharing each other's backs. They didn't like that. And then also I talked about the rival in AEW. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it because it's one of my favourite arrivals in AEW of all time. They literally just turn up in a black pickup truck, and they saved the Young Bucks from a beating from Butcher and Blade. The Butcher and Blade. They actually wanted the truck because it made noise and it like a symbol, but they also wanted a truck because it reminded them of Eddie Guerrero on the Lowrider.
Okay, cool. I like it.
And then I was talking to them about Wembley, and they may have dropped a little hint if they get their own way of what their match at Wembley is going to be. And I told you this offline.
You did.
If they get their own way, and I pray to the wrestling gods, praying, Bobby Heenan, whoever it is in charge up there, make this happen. They are lobbying with Tony Khan for Young Bucks versus FTR Part 3 at Wembley. It's going to blow the place. It's going to blow the roof off the place, mate.
There's no roof.
They will. They can close it.
It's in summer though. So it'd be lovely.
It's the UK.
Wait a minute. When is it? The 26th, isn't it?
August 26th, yes.
Oh no, it don't matter.
No, 27th because it's a Sunday. So then obviously when I came out of the photo booth, jumped in Adam Cole's, I had my photo with Adam Cole, nice as anything, posing everybody doing the boom. He's like, come on in, nice to meet you. And I was like, oh, it was nice to meet you, Chugs. If you don't know, Chugs is Adam Cole's Twitch name. Go and watch him on Twitch. It's not Adam Cole on Twitch. It's Chugs. It's Adam, or whatever Adam Cole. If Adam's his real name, well, I know he's not his real name because if you watch the AW Backstage thing, he's called Austin. But it's Chugs, and there's not Adam Cole. He's not sitting there giving you the babies. No, he's called Austin.
I never knew that. There you go. See, I know everything, but I don't know that.
AEW thing that's on ITV after Dynamite or Rampage on Friday. On ITV4.
You sorted, mate. Never mind doing
that. Yeah, so it's Chugs in there. So I was like, oh, it's nice to meet you, Chugs, again, because I've met him before. And his energy stepped up another level because someone acknowledged his Twitch, which he's passionate about big time.
Yeah.
And I went for a 2 sweet instead of a boom, which made him smile as well. I'm a Bullet Club Mark. Yeah,
we know.
And then I met him later on to get him to sign my photo, and he was amazing, mate. Stood talking to him for ages, but I wasn't talking about wrestling. We were. So obviously, I met him there before, and he rather the day off, and I was like, yeah. Was talking about the match that night, and talking about his Twitch. Had a good chat with him. Obviously, subscribed to his Twitch, and obviously explained how much I use Twitch sometimes to escape some little demons that I have. As we're very open about, yeah. And it was dead nice. And that was my day, mate. I came home and watched my team beat Tottenham.
Only just
in perfect
Lucas
style.
Moura.
Perfect style, because I hate nobody more than Richarlison in football. And he scored, give it the whole chicken dancing, and Jota shut him up.
Should have been a red card, but anyway. Yeah. No, fair play. Yeah, sounds like you had a good weekend then. Well, good day. I was going to go. I did message you on the Saturday going, but then my mum was like, you've got a 60th anniversary. And I was like, cool. That didn't last long. I was there for like an hour and then I left. Anxiety. Love it. But yeah, cool. Obviously.
So, mate. I don't know if you were swerving this conversation, but I will make it really quick because I've only got a bit of editing to do on this one. So we're going to have a bit of time shaved off from this clock. Tickets went live on pre-sale this morning, pal.
Yes, they did.
Right. So, I don't think everybody knows this, and it's obviously a bit late now, but if you had bought a pay-per-view from Fight TV for AEW or merch from AEW's store, you got a pre-sale code.
I did, though.
I don't think the merch ones went through to everybody, because I've done both and I only got one from Fight. So I jumped on at 9 o'clock. I had issues this morning at 9 o'clock, but that was me. It was user issues. I've managed to get my tickets,
as he always does.
But something I'll talk to you offline about, because obviously I don't want to drop it in just yet because there's potential content for us later on. Obviously then the Ticketmaster one went at 11, mate, and I know you were waiting. What happened? I'm not winding you up here, mate. I'm genuinely intrigued of what happened.
I mean, I can still get some, to be fair. Still there. So I went online. I was in the queue. I was 5,000 for something in the queue, and I was like buzzing 4,000 or whatever it was. Got to the front. It went, you need your code, buzzing. So I went back onto my emails on my phone, so I was doing it on my phone. Went back onto the webpage. Said you are now 4,000 in the queue. I went, no, I'm not. I'm right at the front. It reloaded it for some reason. So I had to start again. So then I did it again. Didn't take long. Took like 2 minutes to get down to 0. He said, "You're the next one. Get ready." And I was like, buzzing. Already got it copy and pasted. Went to go and do it. Didn't copy and pasted it. So I had to go back and do it. And then I was like, do you know what? It can't be asked. Tyler, the guy I was supposed to be going down with, messaged me and got free tickets there. Hi, Tyler, if he watches. He should bloody watch. He said, I've got tickets here. So where the entrance is there, so as if they're coming down this way to the ramp towards me, it's there.
Right.
Decent seats. I haven't got £100 to spend. I've got Benidorm next month for a stag do. And I've got other bits and bobs I need to pay for. So I haven't got £100 to throw at it straight away. I was like, can I pay you bit by bit? It's not his. It was his brother's credit card. So they got their tickets. So I've not got a ticket yet. However, I've just gone on the website now and gone through the link. It told me to do 4 times originally. So as we're on air now, I am looking to see, because I have got £30. It might be in the gods.
Still there, though.
But at least I'll be there.
Still there, mate.
So level 5.
What levels?
Where is level 5? It is level. Let me zoom in here. I don't know why I'm doing that. I've got it on my phone. Give me a second, and I'll go on your phone. Or while you're recording a podcast isn't good. But give me a minute. It is. There. So it was. I don't know what. Oh, fuck's sake. That one. For level 1. Full view of the ring, limited view of the stage. So it was £114 each. Now, I would gladly do that because that's decent. Level 1 for 114 quid, considering Money in the Bank and SmackDown tickets for Up in the Gods are like 400 quid. I'll take that. That's it. However, I haven't got that money now. I could have it over a couple of months. I haven't got it now. So the best that I can get a ticket, £27.25. Level 5, so it's Up in the Gods. 521. I can't fucking read this whatsoever because it's blurry, but I think it's above the entrance right at the top. I've sat there before for a United game back when we used to do Wembley. Back in the day. So I'm gonna carry on having a look. But if we're going, we're coming back the same day. Because they can't afford, even though we've got a hotel and it was sure it was 30 quid. What did I say to you it was?
Like 30 quid, yeah. 30, 40 quid.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It was 350 quid for both, so it's 125 each.
Yeah.
He's just paid for New York, Tyler, with his missus. So he's a bit skint and can't do it. But I was like, we'll pay for it there. But he wants to come back on the day, which is fine with me because it'd be a very heavy weekend for myself because it's my sister's wedding on the Friday. Saturday I'll be very hungover, and then Sunday go down and watch it and then come back on the same day. I've got the Monday off anyway, so that don't matter. But yeah, I had issues with it this morning. It looks like I can get it sorted. Hopefully I can get a ticket. We'll see, and I'll let you know next week on what happens.
I think it was in 8 up there. But I think, we're in level 1. Zoe had issues. She had decent seats. To be fair, we've got good seats still now. But we had slightly better seats on level 1. We decided obviously after Clash, we learned our lesson. Sitting floor. Obviously, it's always in short. I can see stuff. But the
short ass. I didn't say that, sorry.
But we're not paying the 1,500 quid. We can't. We've got bills and life and stuff. But we've got decent seats. We're sitting, so if the ramp's coming out, we're to like the side of it so we can see the ramp and stuff as well. We're on like one of the side. If it was a match day, we're behind the nets.
Right, okay.
That sort of thing. But yeah, we're going down. We're actually going down on the Friday. We're going to do a weekend of it. And I'll explain that a little bit more, what's happening as well. If you're offline, obviously, because it could potentially be more stuff, and I don't want to give all the stuff away on one go.
Give it all away. Give it away. Give it away.
And more for anything, because I just want to find out more details before I start obviously talking about it. But we're going down. So we've got our tickets. I think ours was $150. And we've added another night on the hotel. So it's another £150 there, but
Ooh, actually, so the ticket that's here, I can't see it's blurry where the numbers are, but from what I can see, it's more or less where I was for Clash, but on the other side. But in the, obviously in the God still. So it's still not too bad because it was there. We couldn't see exactly the entrances. But
yeah, but the Clash had a really dodgy, weird entranceway. It wasn't really a Titatron. It was like a doorway.
Yeah, but will AEW do that as well?
No, they've got a big Titatron, mate. There's a big Titatron. Yeah, they've if you look at the seating plan, proper seating plan for it, they've already put the seating plan up for it.
Yeah, I've got it here.
They'll do a massive Titatron.
Okay. But yeah, it looks like I'll be going £27. It's all right with me.
Well, do you know what? The prices were quite good.
Yeah, they were, to be fair. WWE, take notice.
Yeah, like I said before, it's your move now, WWE. But I think, mate, that rounds us up nicely. Doing all right here for a change.
Bloody hell, oh my God.
By the time you chop it down, it might be just over an hour. But as we mention every week, we're on all the social medias. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I need to make my TikTok video up and get it on there.
Did you see my TikTok, by the way?
Oh, with your Evolution one?
Yes. I've got another one in the drafts ready to... Well, not ready. I've got to redo it about World Champions, but I'm on TikTok now. I'm on it. I know what I'm doing. Cool.
Good stuff. I've got I'm going to try and make one of the stuff from live event this week or last week. To be fair, I obviously had things on, but I was also holding out a bit because I didn't want to spoil things for other people that were going later in the week. I don't like spoilers, and it annoys me when people do it. Cool. So that's not what I'm about. So I've got that. I'll get through that at some point. But yeah, we're on all the social medias. Do you know what? I feel like we need to remember to mention this, but we're on YouTube as well now.
Sugar, we are. We need to watch our language as well on it, by the way.
Do we?
Monetized. No, I haven't. I put it's not safe for kids, so we don't get the kids going.
Oh, right. Because I was just about to go on a rampage of swear words then, just for my own entertainment.
I mean, you could do it. I don't know how to beat people out, but I can try. But we'll try that.
I might get my own beat machine. But yeah, we're on YouTube. We never mention it. We really need to mention it more.
We are on YouTube.
But yeah, following us on YouTube, Wrestling Fellas. There's 2 videos uploaded as this goes out. Obviously, when this one goes out, it'll be 3. Wow.
Well, there could be one beforehand.
Maybe.
Because what I've not told you is, and breaking news, is I've nearly done the Clash at the Castle podcast.
Ooh! So we're going to see that one. So yeah, it could be 3, 4. But yeah, so with the usual stuff, like go and like everything, comment and let us know how you think of things are going. Subscribe, hit the bell, whatever it is we need to do there. Give us ideas. You know what I mean? Because TikTok's more of it's not really it's like a skit sort of social media. So give us ideas if you want us to do like a 60-second, like you give us a list of wrestlers and the matches and who would we want to win and why, and give us ideas, creators, juices going. But yeah, and don't forget the podcast is on Spotify, Apple, and wherever else you get your podcasts from, I think. But I know it's definitely on Spotify and Apple because I personally make sure that they're on there. That's where I check it every week. And yeah, until next time. Peace out. Shush.